Let's talk about the draft. So, of course, the AFL draft is coming up pretty shortly. Richmond have about, 20 first round picks in the draft, in the first 24 picks. So, they're looking for a big haul. But I wanted to take a look at Cal Toomey's Phantom Form Guide, taking a look at his top 30 of players, and I wanted to try to match it up to the players who are getting picked up by certain clubs. So his ranking, what I'm going to try and do, it's going to be a bit difficult, but what I'm going to try and do is link up the player to the team in the draft. That's what I'm going to try and do. It's going to be a bit difficult because I know players like Brisbane and Essendon have certain like father-sons and academy players, so it's going to be a bit difficult, but I'm going to try and do it. So, first of all, it looks like Cal Toomey has said that Levi Ashcroft would go at pick 1. Now, obviously, Richmond have pick 1, but if he was to be bidded, that would obviously mean that he would get picked up by Brisbane. So, Brisbane would effectively get pick 1. So moving to second pick would be Finn O'Sullivan. So he would be going to Richmond. So Finn O'Sullivan, he was picked last month's form guide. He had him in 4th spot. So he's moved him up 2 spots. So the first pick really would be Finn O'Sullivan. A lot of talk about him in the draft of the year. Quite a high agility, really good vertical leap as well. Bit of a taller midfielder, well mid-sized midfielder nowadays, 182. He started as well as the season as the number 1 pick in the contention. Definitely well still could be. It'd be interesting what Richmond do if they want to make Brisbane bid right up or what they want to do with that. We'll have to wait and see. After that, Harvey Langford. So he was actually regarded last month as the second pick. He's gone down to 3rd. Another midfielder, quite big though, 190 centimetres. That's pretty decent for AFL standard nowadays. He would be going to North Melbourne. That's an interesting one because you really feel like North Melbourne shouldn't be picking up any more midfielders. They'd have to pick up some, mid-sized players, some, taller forwards or key positions, so to speak. So interesting to see how North Melbourne go down that path. There's obviously, the thing is as well, teams can trade on draft night to certain picks. So I actually wouldn't be too surprised if North Melbourne try to split their pick, maybe with St Kilda with 7 and 8. That would be an interesting one if St Kilda want to try and get to pick 2. But this stage, North Melbourne would have Harvey Langford, if this goes all to plan. Sam Layla, another midfielder as well. So it is a very midfield-heavy draft. He, with this stage, would be going to Carlton with the 3rd pick. So Carlton obviously did all their work in the trade period. One of the winners, really, to try and get right up in the draft. So they would be picking up Sam Layla at pick 4. That'd be good for them. Jagger Smith, love the name. I want to hear Jagger. In the crowd of Adelaide. Oh. Okay, so he would be... Oh, I don't really want to hear that in Adelaide. So Jagger Smith, he's a Vic Metro player, midfielder, 181 centimetres, high agility, extraction gun, as they say. I would be interested to see if they do pick up Jagger Smith, if it was Adelaide. At the moment, he would be linked to this point, but there's a player in a couple of picks that I'm going to mention that I think maybe Adelaide would take. Looking at the next one, it's Murphy Reid. Kind of looks like Harley Reid if he had brown hair, kind of. Midfield forward, Sandringham and Vic Metro. An ankle injury suffered midway through the Coates Talent League Grand Final meant that Reid didn't test for the draft combine, but a little bit unfortunate. He was clear from all fronts though, so apart from aggravating a muscle problem, should be all good to go. He'll be fine for the preseason, I would say. At this point, he would be going to Melbourne. So, interesting to see how that one plays out. This is the one I'm going to talk about. So, Sid Draper. He's basically the first South Australian in the draft pool that really being taking a look at heavily. Midfielder, 180 centimetres, played at South Adelaide and South Australia. I wouldn't be surprised if the Crows bid for him at pick 5, just because they have to keep the talent in South Australia. We've seen how that... I mean, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Isaac Rankin and Jack Lacoste just came straight back to South Australia as soon as they could, so... I still think that would be an interesting one. I think the Crows, if he's there at pick 5, they'll definitely pick him. But at this stage, at pick 7, he would be going to Richmond. So that's their second pick in that draft already. After that, we have Josh Smiley, 194 midfielder. So quite a big body midfielder, this one. Tall midfielder, finished in the top 10 in the standing vertical leap. Did well in the 2K time trial in a 6'3", 6 minutes, 38 seconds. I couldn't do that, so good on you, Josh. He would be going to St Kilda as one of their second picks. Oh, no. Oh, he's been cursed. His career's cursed. Josh Smiley, I'm sorry, bro. When St Kilda get first-round picks, they inevitably fuck them up, so I'm sorry to Josh Smiley. Unfortunately, your career is over. Moving on, another victim of St Kilda is Alex Toro. I like the name, dude. Tall defender at 193. Looks a bit young, that's okay. He had 17 club interviews. So this is basically the first tall defender in the draft that is going to get a serious look at. This will be linked to St Kilda as well. Interesting that it's actually going to be compensation for Josh Battle if he inevitably does go there. So wouldn't be a bad pickup, I'd say, for a tall defender. Looking next is Harry Armstrong, tall forwards. This is the first tall forward of the draft, the highest pegged forward. This is interesting because this would be linked to Melbourne's 9th pick. So, I mean, Melbourne are obviously begging out for a tall forward. So, I think going to the draft wouldn't be the worst call, so to speak. We'll have to wait and see on that front. Looks like he's straight kicking left footer. 27 goals, 10 in 10 games this year. That's really good. 195 centimetres as well. That's really strong. So, definitely someone that they could build off of there, Melbourne, if they were to pick him up. Pick 10, or number 11 on this list, is Toby Travagalea. Oh my God, I want this guy to join the Swans. 187 defender, so it looks like a running defender. Attacking half-backer. He'd be linked to Richmond's 10th pick, so Travagalea. Remember the name, guys. That's going to be a talking point. Next one here is Bo Allen. Western Australian, 191 centimetres, midfield defender. Interesting if Richmond go with this one. They do have pick 11. Obviously been burned a bit by Liam Baker and Shea Bolton in recent times. So interesting to see if they'd get this pick. He would be linked to pick 11. Funnily enough, though, West Coast do have pick 12. So if he does fall to pick 12, maybe Bo Allen would go to the West Coast Eagles. But looking next is pick 13, or number 13 on this list, is Leo Lombard. So the next pick would be West Coast, but that's going to be eaten up by the Gold Coast. So the Gold Coast would get that one, obviously, as an academy pick. After that, we move to Isaac Kako. So this guy's been talked about as a small forward for Essendon. He's part of their academy. So he would bump that one down as well. So he's knocked off 2 picks. So Isaac Kako would be the next one up. Looks like he's definitely... I think he saw an interview as well. He's really excited about the Hawthorn way they go about it and not taking themselves too seriously, so to speak. So I like that angle, and 175 centimetres, quite short, but he's definitely an energizer player, so I think he's definitely going to be talked about for years to come. Hopefully he can get Essendon's first finals win in, 20-odd years. Let's move on anyway. Taj Houghton is next, the 15th player on this list, midfield forward, 182 centimetres. After undergoing a knee reconstruction earlier this year, had a recent follow-up surgery ahead of the next recovery milestone, which is returning. Houghton was tracking to be a top 10 pick before the injury ended his draft season. That's really unfortunate. Hopefully he's okay. He would be linked to West Coast 12th pick, I believe. After that, we get to Xavier Lindsay, Vic Country player, midfielder, 183 centimetres. His best form of the season was being in the midfield for Gippsland Power. Averaged 23 touches across 12 games. Claimed the Morris Medal in the Coast Talents League Best Player. So really interesting to see how he goes left footer as well. Always good to see. He'd be linked to Port Adelaide's 13th pick. After that, we get to Luke Traynor. So Traynor sat out testing in the draft combine with a hip injury. Missed the grand final for Sandringham as well with concussion. So a little bit unfortunate there. Tall defender, 194 centimetres, Vic Metro. He would be linked to Fremantle. So interesting one there. Fremantle probably don't need that, I'd be honest. I think they'd probably look for a midfield depth, maybe some forward depth. We'll have to wait and see. Joe Berry. I don't know. I kind of like that name. Small forward who built around the modern game. Berry can run. He gets up and down the ground. He sets up teammates. Killer goal instinct as well. So 180 centimetres. Not too bad for a small forward. I would take that. Vic Country. He would be linked to the Giants. The Giants love to pick up small forwards in drafts, so we'll have to wait and see on that front. Jack Whitlock is up next, key forward. This is the second key forward in this draft that people are looking at. He's got a mix of his height and strong leap, finishing second in the standing vertical leap with 75 centimetres and fifth in the running vertical leap. So definitely could get the ball around the ground, not just inside 50, but finished with 25 goals from 12 games at the Bushrangers. Good to see from him. He's linked to the 16th pick for the Giants. So Giants don't really know if they need another key forward. So I think they'll probably miss that one. But at the moment, he would be linked there. Another tall forward next up is Job Shanahan. And knows where the goals are. No doubt about it, as he's written here. 11 goals from 3 games playing for Essendon's VFL team late in the year. Also had 23 goals, 12 and 11 appearances for Bendigo. So 194, tall forward for the Bendigo Pioneers and the Allies. He would be linked to the Bulldogs. So that's an interesting one as well. Pick 17 there in the draft. He's from New South Wales, it seems. So that does mean he would be the Allies. So it could be picked up by the Giants in the pick beforehand. After that, we have Cooper Hines. Vic Country, Dandenong Stingrays, a midfield forward. 190 centimetres, not too bad. Ankle injury ruled out. Hines testing for the draft combine. Midfield forward, though, has the size and plays the style that uses it. He bustles through packs, breaks through tackles. Bit of a, I don't want to put the moz on him, but a bit of a Jake Stringer sort of type, I would say. He's linked to Richmond's 18th pick, so definitely some good players there for Hawthorn. After that, we get to Sam Marshall. So he's a Brisbane Academy player. I think is he a father, son, or just an academy? Pretty sure it's just an academy player. He is. So he's an academy player. He's number 22 here, 185 centimetres, midfielder. He'd be obviously going to Brisbane. He's already aligned that spot, so Brisbane would be taking that one. After that, number 23 in this list is a key forward / defender, Matt Whitlock. I love the name Whitlock. Done both ends, starting at the season as a key defender before changing around as an impressive forward threat. He hit 27 goals for the Bushrangers for the season, including 8 games of multiple goals. Well, he was a top 10 at the draft combine for running and standing vertical leap tests. He would be linked to the Sydney Swans. So I'd love if he went to Sydney as a key defender or maybe not so much a key forward, but I think Sydney could definitely use that key defender spot to grow, especially with that Dane Rampy. How tall is he? He's 199, so he's really tall actually for a defender. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind that if the Swans picked him up. Definitely no problem with picking up key position players whatsoever. After that, we get to Jesse Delotti. Oh, I love the name. Detoli, I guess that. Forward mid, 179 centimetres, plays with a bit of swagger and confidence, as they like to say, which are the necessary tools to take those traits into the AFL. Midfield forward takes his chances when he's around goal. Another Richmond pick here, pick 20. So Richmond are definitely building around those younger players. It's going to be a bit tough early, though, but hopefully they can pull through. Number 25 on the list is Jonty Foal. Don't mind it. Another tall forward here, 195 centimetres. Injury curtailed his first half of the season. But with recovering from his back injury, showed his ability as a tough, competitive goal kicker. Hard running, good work ethic, and it's been essential to his style. He booted 4 goals in the qualifying final and 5 in the prelim to help push his side into the grand final. 27 goals from 11 games. Prolific output from him. That's linked to the 21st pick, which is the Giants. So we'll see how that one plays out. Don't know how many Giants players, how many key forwards they want to pick up. Harry Oliver next up. He's a 181 centimetre defender for Sandringham, Vic Metro. Tough, brave, competitive half-backer. So has his fans as a potential first-round pick as well. So could scrape into the first round at this stage. Yeah, I think first round, finishes at number 24. So we could go picked by the Sydney Swans. Wouldn't mind a small defender, half-backer to come through. He can stop opposition forwards for A's while creating play himself. So a little bit young, though, to play as a small defender, although we've seen some small defenders play well in their first year. So see how that one plays out. Tom Gross, pick 27, midfield forward, 181 centimetres. Has been the most damaging influential when he splits his time between midfield and forward. Bobs up, kick goals, averaging just under a goal a game for the season. He'd be linked to Richmond's 23rd pick. So that's the end of the first round, if it all goes to plan. Obviously it won't, but that's kind of where it's linked to at this stage. So obviously they can be traded on draft night. We'll have to wait and see on that front. But yeah, a couple of good, interesting players. Richmond obviously dominating the first round of the draft. So if you're a Richmond fan, that's the day for you.